Good morning. Good morning. This is Coach D. Anthony with Morning Minutes with Coach D. Um, well, I'm a little later getting out the video again today. I had the occasion to step aside and spend some time talking with someone this morning. And, well, let's just say what was intended to be a 5 minute call turned out to be over an hour call, but um, the good thing is I think that it made a difference in her life. So at the end of the day, that's a decision I make every day of the week. Put off a video or put off a conversation, a general conversation, if I can touch base with one person and make a difference in their life. So hopefully that was done today. Um, and we move forward. So today's topic is stop mopping and turn off the faucet. All right, so what does that mean? A quote that I ran across years back, which makes all the sense in the world to me, is this: we can't be too busy mopping up the floor to turn off the faucet. What does that mean? Well, if you think about it, if the faucet is running and water is spewing out, and we're there with the mop, just continually mopping, we're never really going to catch up, right? That doesn't make a lot of sense. But if you think about it, isn't that sort of the way that we tend to handle most things? We're doing the busy work. We're taking care of the things that are coming up day to day. But do we really stop to think about what the source of the problem is? To put the mop down temporarily and actually take out the problem at its source. Now, the thing is this is applicable to every area in our life, including grief. Okay? Grief, when we look at the way that we react to things, grief, that's what grief is, the way that we react to things. And when we've had this loss in our lives, and now all of our thoughts have gone in a completely different direction, and we aren't able to be as effective managing those thoughts and controlling those thoughts as we once could. We no longer feel strong. The thing is that grief and the thoughts and the feelings and everything that comes along with it. Think about it as if we're living our life now with this huge weight on us, on our shoulders. We bear this weight each and every day. And it feels like it never goes away. Everything that we do in the course of every day is impacted by that weight, by that misery, by that strife that we're carrying around. And so if we are carrying a huge weight like that, then guess what? Everything we encounter for the course of that day, this day, tomorrow, yesterday, every other day to come is going to be influenced by the fact that we're carrying such a huge weight that we really uh, don't have the same clarity around things, that we really don't have access to the logic or analytical abilities, that our emotions have gotten carried away because we're still struggling to deal with this most difficult situation that we've ever had in our lives for many, which is that loss. Well, it clouds everything else. It taints everything else. And if we're not dealing with that grief, if we're not taking steps to make that better, then that's essentially what we're doing. We are simply continuing to mop the floor and not doing anything about the source. of the problem. And so if we do that, how can we expect things to get any better? I often talk to people and they say, well, I really need this help as soon as this happens, or as soon as this changes, or as soon as, things quiet down a little bit. But think about it. When is it that life has really quieted down for us in the past long enough to do what we need to? It's kind of not the way life works, right? Life is as it comes. But if we continue to deal with life as it comes with this heavy burden on top of us as well, then nothing's going to look as bright. We're not going to see opportunities in anything. We're just going to see doom, gloom, pain, misery, and we're just going to feel hopeless and helpless. So, starting today, no time like the present, how about we start taking some steps forward to begin to address the grief? And when I say address the grief, what I'm talking about is addressing our reaction to the loss and changing it from a reaction to a response. And that's all about the way that we're carrying things. That's all about the messaging that's going on in our minds. And that's a lot of what we're talking about here on in Morning Minutes with Coach D, as well as on strong or within the Stronger Than Grief group as a whole. Okay, so what questions do you have about this topic? I encourage you to share those questions. And as always, let me know that the message is getting home, even if it's just a quick comment to say, love your message today. You've given me something to think about, or uh, keep the positivity going. Any of those messages, they're all helpful. They let me know that we're heading in the right direction. They also help us to help more people by getting the message out to a wider audience. So thank you for listening today and for sharing whatever comments, questions you have. And look forward to also, don't want to forget, if you have topics, if you have questions you'd like me to address to get into the mix for future Morning Minutes with Coach D, by all means, include those, comment those below as well. And we'll start to respond to some of those. Okay? So for now, going to sign off, and I'm wishing you the very best day possible. Thanks.